Come through, Queen. I wanna see ya. Come through, Queen.
Hi, everyone. It's Dan.
And Brendan.
And this is Come Through, Queen. Ooh. Okay. We have some shocking news to report.
Over the weekend, I was shook.
I mean, this is the first thing to knock me off my seat since Vanderpump Rules.
Oh my God. So, over the weekend, the Jersey Shore account.
Official Bible MTV run account.
Verified, the new verified yellow. You know how they're now doing yellow for some
yellow.
things? Thanks, Elon. Posted a photo of Sammi Sweetheart on Twitter with the caption, "She's still the sweetest bitch you'll ever meet." And not only was it just a photo of Sammi Sweetheart, it was her filming brand new confessionals.
Something we have been begging for years. So it was, the problem was she did not want to do the show while Ron was doing it as well.
Yes.
And I believe he's now been off the show for a year or two, maybe, because it was like, oh, you are a really bad man.
Yeah, and I think she didn't immediately jump back into the show because also I think she wants to move or wanted to move on. But you know what? A paycheck is a paycheck.
Hello.
And I mean, that Paramount money.
I do think she has a maybe still successful podcasting career.
Mm-hmm.
Something we have yet to achieve.
I know. She used to be Siggy Flicker's podcast co-host back in the day.
Oh
back
my God.
Before Siggy was even on RHONJ.
Okay. Yes. Oh my God. That's so sick. I remember that. That's actually the last time I really checked in with her. Cause I listened to it in preparation for Siggy.
Yeah. So this is going to be, we're not a Jersey Shore podcast, obviously, but this is a big enough moment in reality television that we have to report on it. And we did do a couple Jersey Shore things back in our early days.
But I recommend not looking for it because it's a deep sickness during the recording of those episodes.
Exactly. But to get over to kind of a similar show, WinterHouse is filming.
Okay, winter is coming.
And they're in Colorado like we all thought they were going to be.
Oh, yeah, we knew this.
And some of the folks spotted there are wild.
A ragtag bunch.
Tom Schwartz.
Headlining.
Is there.
Yeah.
He's there with Brian from Family Karma.
Okay. Is this where we say it?
Yeah.
Okay, Family Karma, Brian. I feel like this is our call to action.
Yeah.
Many of you have told us that we are sleeping on Family Karma.
Our good friends, Tim and Trang, have been begging and pleading us.
Yeah. And we know that we have been sleeping on Family Karma. But when's the right time? I feel like now is the right time, knowing that we need to be familiar with Brian before we are spending a winter with him.
Exactly. And the third season of Family Karma just ended.
So we're going to go on a Patreon bonus journey with Family Karma. We're going to give ourselves and you time to catch up if you have not watched it yourself. So we're aiming for approximately 3 weeks from when this episode is coming out that we'll be discussing season 1 of Family Karma over on Patreon.
And that will be our 7-year anniversary episode.
Ooh, it's start something new.
Exactly.
Yeah. Okay, Brian. Great.
Corey,
which I'm actually not surprised to see him coming back.
Either am I. I mean, he hasn't re-entered the SummerHouse yet, but we know he's coming.
Well, because I believe he's a West Coast person or a somewhere else coast person.
He's a somewhere else coast.
Could be. North Coast?
Somewhere else shore coming to MTV. We've got Kyle.
Of course. The patriarch.
We've got Danielle.
Which it's almost like this was the only thing we knew for sure. Even though she's never been on WinterHouse, she is the Queen of Colorado.
Well, she was only the Queen of Colorado because of Roberts.
Okay, but then it's sometimes you become things for unexpected reasons.
It's Camilla becoming the queen consort
Yeah,
and then dropping consort.
Oh, they're dropping consort?
That's what I heard.
Okay,
I'm
so-
not a royalist anymore.
So Danielle is no longer queen consort of Colorado. She's just simply queen of Colorado.
Yes. And then the last person who we are confirmed is in the house, which doesn't mean that there won't be more people.
Okay.
Is Alex from Below Deck Sailing Yacht.
Okay. So don't get confused. While we have said Family Karma is now required viewing, I am not going on a Below Deck journey.
What did you say while you were cooking me dinner?
Okay.
Below Deck's more about the hijinks, not about the people or something?
Well, so like Family Karma, it's like, okay, first of all, family, in the title, it's like, we are a family. I'm getting to know the ins and outs of these people. Whereas like Below Deck, we got new people coming in and out every week, guests, we got captains, we got this one, we're sleeping in the bunk beds. I don't feel like...
Yeah, but it's like the point of the show is like you get to know the crew.
But isn't the crew different every year?
It is, but it also, some of them pull over. It's much like WinterHouse.
Okay, but like WinterHouse as it is like a destabilized environment. So I don't need to...
So is a ship.
So I don't need to go from like... I don't think the destabilized environment of Below Deck matters.
Okay.
Yeah. This is not going to... Those of you who love Below Deck are not going to love that.
It's literally like, aside from the most recent episode of Vanderpump Rules, Below Deck is consistently the highest rated show on Bravo.
Well, go to the Below Deck podcast. I don't know what to tell you.
Okay, so...
We're not done because I want to talk about who's unsure or not there. Jason... Giselle Bryant's love was spotted at ramen in New York City yesterday.
So we're not going to get Giselle Bryant walking into the WinterHouse as a guest.
Arm in arm with Ashley. That's all I wanted. Oh, I haven't checked on Luke.
Uh-oh.
Lucas. I mean, I would love Luke to be like, if he's not going to be on SummerHouse, at least be a mainstay of the WinterHouse. Is that too much to ask?
I mean, he is winter. If anyone's the personification of winter, it's Luke.
Okay. He's, in his Instagram story, it appears to be something from a Bible. I don't know.
You can read a Bible in the WinterHouse.
You can read a Bible in the WinterHouse. Okay. Yeah, so we're not seeing him. And then like, it's hard with some of our social media girlies because they're too savvy. Like Paige and Sierra, is this banked content that you're showing us? Is this live from New York City content that you're showing us?
Exactly. And also, it doesn't seem like we're getting any charmers because they're filming their actual show now.
So does that mean Paige is charming right now?
She could be charming.
Okay. And then I don't really understand, like, Batula was sick, but she was also on Watch Happens Live, but that was pre-taped, I'm assuming.
I don't know.
Yeah, because Batula was on Watch Happens Live Monday, but I think that was taped last week.
Right.
Before she got sick.
Yeah.
So I do think a Kyle in WinterHouse without his wife will
so
be...
he can cheat on her?
No, I don't want that, obviously, because I want Love to win, but I just do think that is a different, interesting flavor.
Sure. Him and Tom are not going to be good together.
Oh, God.
And by that, I mean, like, they're going to band together and make really bad decisions.
Mm-hmm. They're going to be, like, flying to the, like, furthest reaches of the solar system.
Exactly. And, like, making out with whatever person they run across.
Okay. Anything else in winter?
No, but let's get to... This is, like, not news because I don't know when this revelation happened, right?
Okay.
So if y'all have been listening for a while, back when on the lead up to Heather Dubrow rejoining Real Housewives of OC, and during that entire season when she first came back, I was checking her Instagram follows every single day to see if she was following any of the girls.
I mean, as she's taking Gina Kirschneider on a private jet on our television, still wasn't following her.
Was tagging Gina and stuff and not following her.
Which is like really like a kick in the teeth.
I know, but speaking of Gina posted yesterday about how they recorded their taglines yesterday apparently for OC.
Gina talked about it, which when you were saying this to me while I was making dinner, it didn't click. But hasn't the whole gossip been they're re-editing to make Taylor the orange holder and take it away from Gina.
Well, yeah, the fucking Bravo Instagram account gossip that like is made up half the time.
Okay.
Let's remember that.
Okay, media literacy.
So then I saw Gina, then I got clicked on her post to read the comments, and Heather was in the comments. So I was like, I wonder.
Are you just like seeking out the profiles and still not following? That's really sick.
So the gag of the season is not only is Heather following Gina now,
Her one friend.
she's following Tamra. She's following Taylor Armstrong. She's following Vicky Gunvalson. She's following Shannon Bedore.
Yeah.
She's following Emily Simpson.
Yeah.
She's following Alexis Bellino. But isn't that so interesting?
So I feel like that is kind of like
An
kind of
olive
like
branch?
the old the old saying, keep your friends close, keep your enemies closer.
Oh.
We got to be keeping tabs. Like, are you talking shit about me? I want to be the first to know.
I also wonder if there was like maybe an instance where like the other girlies were complaining that like Heather's too above them to actually like follow them on Instagram. So she did because of that. Because that's judgy.
Wait, do you? it's not Tamara Judge, but it's judgmental. Is what you're
No, I meant Tamara Judgian.
Oh, Judgian.
So like care about that.
Okay, so do you think that Tamara is saying it to Heather, or is she complaining to bosses, and then bosses are saying to her, "You need to follow"?
I think she's complaining to the other blondies, and Gina's reporting back.
Okay, but Gina's not a blondie. She is blonde, but she's not a blondie.
Right, exactly.
Okay,
That's the rules of OC right now. Gina is blonde, but she's not a blondie.
That's what you need to know going into this. Don't let your eyes deceive you. She's not a blondie.
No, she is blonde, but she's not a blondie.
Yeah. Okay. Let's carry on.
Okay.
Okay, let's check in with the latest in Salt Lake City, which like it actually makes you sick. People, aka Bible, is reporting Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John are saying Matthew, I don't think those are the four boys.
No, there's more than four, aren't there?
No, there's four gospels.
Okay, but then there's like 12 boys at the table.
Oh, yes.
Are Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John at the table?
Like one or two of them are seated at the table. And then like, I think Luke is
Son.
No, he's like further down the road. Like he wasn't or even around then.
Oh, so like a Bravo historian.
Yeah. Okay. So People Bible says, Mary Cosby films with RHOSLC ladies for season 4. The show was missing something, says source. Was it?
Was that what we were missing?
Wasn't that it? Okay, People. Mary Cosby is ready for a Bravo comeback. People can exclusively confirm that Cosby is returning to the Real Housewives of Salt Lake City for its upcoming 4th season. It is not yet known whether she'll be a friend or a full-time cast member, a production source tells People. It's early in filming still, and casting decisions often shift as the months go on. Another insider close to the show adds that Cosby is, quote-unquote, excited to be in the fold again, as are the women to have her return. The insider notes, the ladies have said before the show is missing something without Mary last season. So there's feeling among all that the magic is back.
What? What magic?
What magic? I mean, it's kind of crazy that you can, number one, skip the reunion.
Mm-hmm.
Number 2, be involved in like the shadiness of like the cult accusation stuff, which like obviously we don't know the full story of, but there's something there. Number 3, be like vehemently fat phobic, say racist things, and like all of the above. You can still find your way back.
I know. And then there's always like these weird internet people who like love Mary Cosby. There's like some random like gay boy who just like picks a cause and runs with it.
There's always a gay boy. So for me, I was excited for the season. Not excited. I was hopeful. Let's say that instead. That we had moved past Jen Shah. We have moved past Mary. We can like kind of join this planet and like maybe be a little normal.
But now we're next to normal.
we're next to normal. I just think there's like there's an opportunity for us to like, let's add 4 girls.
Right, exactly.
Right? Let's have like a big cast. We'll have like Heather, Lisa, Whitney, Meredith, and like maybe Dana, maybe an Angie.
I think it sounds like there is an Angie in the mix.
There isn't it? Which one?
Kay.
Okay.
I think people liked her better.
Okay.
Does it come through Queen Curse?
Yeah.
Strikes again. And it's like Mary doesn't even participate half the time.
Oh, yeah. It's like you really didn't want to be there during your last season.
But a paycheck is a paycheck.
Do you want to be there? We'll see. Let's get to...
She's back.
She's back. We've been waiting for a statement. Mm-hmm. And actually, like, I got to commend giving us all time to breathe.
Yeah.
And kind of formulating something for us.
Yes, for the fans.
For the fans, really. I got to give it to her. A great statement.
Of course we're talking about
Ariana Madix.
Yeah.
Okay, so Ariana says, "Hi, where to begin?" A great opener. Mm-hmm. "I want to express the most sincere gratitude for the outpouring of love and support I have received from friends, family, and people I've never even met in the last 2 weeks. When I felt like I couldn't even stand, you all have given me strength to continue and seen me through my darkest hours. To say I've been devastated and broken is an understatement. However, I know that I am not alone in this. So many of my closest friends are also grieving this loss right now and reeling from this betrayal on so many levels. I am so fucking lucky to have the best support system in the world, and I hope I can repay every single person for the love you have shown me." And then paragraph break. Mm-hmm. "What doesn't kill me better run." Paragraph break. Space. "Love, comma, Ariana."
Wow.
"What doesn't kill me better run."
What doesn't kill me better run.
But also a nod to Jacqueline Larita. You better run. I mean, like, we know that Ariana loves giving nods. Like when she was going to go to Lake Havasu, she wanted to whoop it up, which was a wink and a nod.
Exactly. Smartest woman on Bravo.
And I got to say, the picture live from her going to a wedding in Mexico where she was looking incredibly chic.
I know. And like, it's also a callback to Sheena's wedding in Mexico, where it's possible Tom and Raquel had already started hooking up.
Oh yeah. Well, I mean, we'll be getting into the nitty gritty of times, dates, and places.
Yeah. The girls are saying they disappeared for 3 hours during that wedding. You didn't hear this?
It's hard to keep
in the rumor mill.
It's hard to keep up with the daily drama. Yeah, I mean, great, love it. I love that because like she did delete or deactivate.
Yeah, and you have to. That's a part of it.
That's because you need to unplug.
You always have to be like, I'm making a statement by going away, but then you got to come back.
You got to come back stronger.
Exactly, like Heather Dubrow.
Oh, right. Okay, where do we go from here?
We go to SummerHouse.
Okay. So I think like for me, we're going to start with this concept. Can only one be strong while the other is weak? It's like the moon is waxing and it's waning when it comes to SummerHouse Vanderpump Rules.
I had no idea what you were talking about.
Because like this might be like the weakest we've been at with SummerHouse in a minute. Mm-hmm. Whereas Vanderpump Rules is at its strongest.
Oh yeah, so maybe those are the rules of the kids shows of Bravo.
Because like when we were introduced to SummerHouse through Vanderpump Rules, and that was during Vanderpump Rules' heyday.
Of course, yeah.
And like we were off to like a slow start, one might say.
Well, because actually SummerHouse was a very stressful show at the beginning. Because they'd have like all those montages of them like having to like get back into the city in the mornings on Monday mornings.
Oh yeah, that was
too stressful.
Although I gotta also say, I kind of miss that in a way because I don't love the vibes of these lazy Sundays where we're just like getting ready to leave slowly throughout the day.
It reminds me so much of when my family goes to Long Island. They love a lazy Sunday before going back.
Yeah.
And I'm always like, do I live here now? Can I get back home? I really need, like, I have stuff to do.
It reminds me of like, I don't know if I'm probably more like this than you are. Like when you're on vacation and like by the time you're up to like the last full day, you're already sad.
Yeah.
Like I'm thinking like P-Town, like for me, like Friday is almost not even fun because I'm like already thinking about leaving the next day.
Oh, I had fun on Friday.
we had too much fun on Friday for a 6-hour drive the next day.
It wasn't that bad to drive home.
Yeah, but it's just, I feel like the trend this year more than ever has been like, are we just leaving Sunday morning? Like we're not even doing anything really.
Yeah, well, I mean, Madonna's boyfriend is usually sitting by the door.
waiting for someone to like open the door and let him out. Okay, so speaking of Carl and Lindsay, we're picking up leaving first thing in the morning after the slumber party.
Well, I mean, like, good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was also thinking during this episode, I kind of miss the vibe of COVID season.
Oh, yeah, because we're all just there.
We just are stuck.
No one can escape. I will say, back to, like, the slumber party, like, night of.
Oh.
Maya.
She's up to no good.
Prevented storytelling from happening by not letting Danielle go in to talk to Amanda Batula.
Yeah.
And it's like, Danielle, at that point, what?
You know what it reminds me of?
What?
Luann not letting Bethany talk to Jill.
Exactly. We could still have Bethany and Jill in 2023 if Luann did not do that.
So Maya is like
Luann.
Altering the course of like the orbit of the planet.
Yeah, because I think that Danielle was about to walk in there a little softer, a little nicer, and I think they could have gotten through it.
Well, I mean, the thing is, we do know that present day Batula and Danielle are better than Danielle and Lindsay.
Yeah.
So history wasn't really changed on that day.
But it could have.
But it could have.
Gotta think.
Yeah, okay. Let's leave and play a game of tennis.
Okay.
With Sam, Gabby, and 2 Danielles.
Good.
It's like, why don't we have this other Danielle here?
I know.
Could you imagine 2 sisters, like a callback to the Workuses?
Oh, yeah, except their first names are the same.
Yeah, I mean, I was just like having a good time with them. I do think I was always pro Gabby. And I think Sam is growing on me.
I like what Sam's putting down now. Gabby is like so weird, but so great.
Yeah. Gabby's what the show needs. Gabby's the best part of the show right now.
She is trying to like, she's almost got a Julia from Miami presence. Like, I never know what to expect.
I mean, we're jumping all around, but I think this episode is good for jumping all around. Her not knowing how to throw a party.
Her like being clueless on like, oh, you have to have like alcohol and like other supplies.
It's not just going to be like provided by Bravo. I mean, I do want to say, like, as a first timer, I wouldn't know all the rules of engagement.
Right. But it's like, come on.
But because like, it's not like, I would imagine this is not coming out of Gabby's pocket.
Right.
Isn't it Bravo's pocket?
We don't know. We've never asked these rules.
That's a good question.
Yeah.
Who's paying for the alcohol? And they're not paying for the lover boys because that's like SponCon.
Exactly. It's almost a little too much these days. And after like now that they've introduced the new flavors, which we did do the flights on Super Bowl, I'm like, y'all are drinking this just like all day.
No, give me one of those lemon ones. I could drink it morning, noon, and night.
But they're drinking some like the gross flavors now.
I know. It's interesting seeing them drink the lemonade strawberry one, which like was the hardest one to really get your hands on. That's like getting Mewtwo. And it's like you really got to look for that legendary Pokemon.
I know, but we're at a house with the owners of the business.
I know. Okay. I gotta say, Paige coming back the second half of the episode also gave me a boost that I needed.
Breathy of freshy?
A breathy of freshy. I was missing her last week. And I feel like I saw online a theory that, like, was Paige told don't go the weekend that Andrea is there?
Oh,
by Craig.
Oh, by Craig.
Yeah.
Oh, come on.
I would hope not.
Wait, get a life.
Right?
Yeah, I would hope not too.
I would hope not. I'm just bringing that theory. I didn't come up with that theory. I saw it on the internet. I'm just presenting it to us as a family.
But Andrea famously has a girlfriend now.
I know. And didn't like Craig like Andrea?
I guess, but also Craig is a conniving bitch, a man who can't keep it.
A conniving bitch.
Men who like would cheat often want to pretend like their girls are going to cheat.
Okay. We checked in with Carl and his mom, strangely in Asbury Park.
Yeah.
I was like, what are we doing here? And then all of a sudden his confessional was a background shot that we've never really seen before.
It was like with the house in the background, right?
Or like, are we pretending like this is in Asbury Park or something?
I don't know.
No, because it was on like a beach.
Yeah,
and their house is not on the beach.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was interesting, like, choices being made here.
Maybe they're gonna do a Asbury Park spinoff with his family.
Okay, yeah, he could like make it a Jersey Shore moment.
Yeah.
Okay, someone orders. Oh no, okay. Someone orders green tea shots. I think it's like.
I've had that before.
Yeah, no, my sister has made me have a Honey Mustard Girl to the show. Recently, I had green tea shots as well, and it's like, is this like a young person thing? Green tea shots?
I think like all shots are a young person thing,
Oh,
unless
well,
you're in Jersey.
Okay.
By in Jersey, I mean Real Housewives of Jersey.
Okay.
But yeah, what's in it even? Not green tea.
No, it's like one of those things where you would never know. Like, I think a similar vibe is like the birthday cake shot.
Oh, yes.
Which is like a mish and a mosh of like all these things that somehow
taste good,
turn into a birthday cake.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's really like they're doing alchemy there.
Oh my God. We're at fucking Hogwarts school.
Okay. Here's a complaint for Danielle.
Okay. From Daniel.
From Danielle to Danielle. Like when they go out and she's like complaining that Lindsay and Carl are like off to the side, isolating themselves from the group. It's like, what do you care?
Yeah. My complaint is why do you care? Just like
do you want a triple kiss? Like, what do you want?
Go have fun. But my complaint for Lindsay and Carl is like, if you're in this summer house, like the point is like, go socialize.
Listen, they're doing a bad job. The two of them.
I know.
It's like, how many times can you say you love each other?
Babe.
Challenge. Babe. It's just so boring. And it's also boring to each other. Like, is that really that interesting to the two of you?
It makes no sense to me. Like, and don't you like, I mean, you're in a couple. Don't you like to go socialize with people?
Oh, yeah, of course. But also, they're a year into it. It's not even like this is like a fresh love.
Right.
Like, they started dating October and we're now in July.
And they've known each other for 100 years.
Yeah. Okay. I mean, we're just kind of wrapping it up with the Studio 54 wrist theme.
That we're planning this party. Okay.
We're planning. Oh, Kyle and Amanda are... I thought this was going to be yet another week where not the whole cast is there. But Kyle and Amanda will be showing up next episode for this weekend. And it'll be the first time everyone is actually there.
Good. These people who all hate each other.
Yeah.
It's great to get them together.
I know. See, here's the thing. I don't love the plot of SummerHouse this season, but I still love the players. Whereas I don't love the players in Pump, but I love the plot.
Okay.
You get what I'm saying?
Yes.
But like, we need a plot.
We need something going on.
We need something. Okay, shall we move on to RHONJ?
Yes.
Which I do think even though there's good things to say about RHONJ, I do think we're struggling a little bit.
I do think so too. And RHONJ has always had like repetitive events, but like, let's go back to the posh fashion show. And actually, I will say I do like being at the baseball field. I do.
I know you want to go from one repetitive event to a different repetitive event.
I know, but the posh fashion show, like more could happen.
Yeah, something. It's because like the posh fashion show actually lights a fire under everyone's ass,
Right.
whereas the baseballs, everyone's like, oh no, we have to behave.
The baseball game, yeah, it's like we're on stage right now because it's literally like one rare example of Housewives where they are literally doing theater on stage with a huge audience.
Oh yeah, it is acknowledging that these people that we are watching have fans.
Exactly. And mind you, we didn't get to go for this filming, but the year previous, we were there.
Oh my god! As we were watching this, I was like, hopefully they don't mess this up. And I do think if they want this on camera again, it won't overlap because they started so much later than the previous year that they won't pick up filming again until later in the year.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
So
there's potential that we could.
It's not going to be the same week that we're in P-Town like it was last year.
Yeah, I hope not.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's everyone pray.
Everyone
light
pray.
a candle.
Okay, but I will say a positive. Them being the Giudice Gorgas playing nice in the locker room was an interesting good look.
Yeah, it was like nice to see Joe Gorga greet the stepson. Like it was like nice to see all of them hug each other. It was nice to see them look at the calendar together.
I mean, that's the thing. Like if not for this show, this would just be their relationship. It'd be like, okay, you're not best friends, but you're just like, oh, like da-da-da, look at that, like that's it.
Yeah.
Which is a shame.
Sad. The show destroys families.
Yeah. Okay. We were bookended with therapy sessions. Top of the episode was Teresa, which I know it's not like that interesting in and of itself, but as a watcher of the show for over a decade, isn't watching this woman, go to therapy like fascinating to you?
It's growth. A tree grows in Jersey.
A tree goes in Jersey. We learn about Antonia not coming to Melania's Sweet 16, but Melania went to Antonia's Sweet 16.
I know.
All because of Cheer.
Yeah, but it's also like the reason that like we're talking about it with Gia is that we're trying to make certain people look bad.
Oh, yeah. I mean, it's like while we have been hugging trees, like we can see when there's trouble afoot.
Yes. I mean, I think there's problems on both feet, right?
Oh, yeah, of course.
There's the initial thing where the Gorgas seem to have not shown up for the Giudices off camera. And then it seems on camera, the Giudices now want to expose the Gorgas for like quote unquote bad behavior.
Yeah.
So
yeah, no one wins.
Exactly.
Okay. I do love Marge and Jen Fessler just hanging out, chatting.
I like Jen Fessler like telling Marge that she's wrong.
Oh yeah, I mean Jen Fessler has the potential for a matriarch.
Yeah, she's unafraid to go up against Marge.
Which is Marge is like kind of like the big player besides Teresa, I would say.
In the two camps. Like there's the Teresa camp and there's the Ziamelis Marge camp, and Marge is the bigger personality in that camp.
Yeah, exactly.
And it's like everyone complains about Jen, Aiden. I'm here to complain about like Marge is the same. Marge is like the same as Jen, just a different font. I'm sorry.
I mean, Jen Fessler was kind of making our argument of being like, I don't care what Jen Aiden's doing. I care what you're doing.
Exactly.
Because like you know better.
And they're both both Jen Aiden and Marge are trying to like claim that the other one went low first. And it's like, y'all are both awful. It's like, we can't get even through, as a viewer, I'm complaining because we can't get through a scene with the two of you because you're just yelling.
Yeah.
And maybe I want to hear what Danielle Cabral has to say.
Okay. Speaking of Danielle Cabral, we are Danielle Cabral stans. However, I do think like there was a little bit of stage fright on Watch What Happens Live.
Well, yeah, I mean, it's her first time.
Yeah. Some people succeed on their first time and some people don't. And unfortunately, I don't think she... Well, I do think one thing was she didn't have a great scene partner in Chloe Fineman.
I was wondering like who they could have put her with. We need like one of the like really in it to win it Bravo people. I know Chloe Fineman says she is.
I know, but I don't like her.
I feel like maybe if we were with like...
No, we should have been with a Miami girl.
I think she needed to be alone with like a comedian, but like someone who could like help her along. Like maybe like A.D. Bryant.
Oh.
Like could have like brought her through.
Here's the thing, is I feel like a lot of the Bravo fan guests that come on Watch What Happens Live, no one really likes Jersey that much.
What's wrong with them?
They just don't.
Is it like a coastal elite thing? Even though Jersey is technically on the coast.
I know, but Jersey is its own planet. It really is.
We need like a supercut of you describing something as its own planet, and then we need to do a solar system. Like, where is the Jersey planet next to like Mary Cosby's planet?
Jersey's on Pluto. Okay. The Dolores Pauly father moment was interesting.
I know.
I just don't know, like, what. I like Dolores being the center of attention. I just don't know what we're trying to say with this.
Either do I. And I mean, like, as a Dolores fan, it's like tough because it's also like we're talking a lot about the relationship with Pauly, but like even in their scenes together, I'm not getting
the love.
I'm getting love.
Oh, okay.
I'm just like not getting it. Aside from like he is protective of me. He's the man. He's
the man.
Like, yada yada yada. And then there's the other thing. Like she's talking about him going into like surgery, heart surgery, and Melissa's like, "Oh,
no big deal.
No big deal," and we move on. And then we like focus on Frankie, like talking about how he misses Dolores.
Frankie is really dancing for his check right now.
Frankie, your girlfriend is 3 feet away.
I know. And like, I feel like that would be a better angle. Like, get the girlfriend in the mix.
Yeah, give her a matzo ball.
A tomato. Give her a tomato. I like, she is a peer of Fuda and Danielle Cabral.
Exactly. And I mean, like, sometimes when I see her and then I see Cabral, I'm like, is this the same person?
Family.
Yeah.
Yeah. One of my favorite parts is the crowd going wild when Teresa gets out of the car at Brooklyn Cycles.
Oh, yes, I know. And we saw all like the behind the scenes footage of that too, like this summer on TikTok. It was crazy.
Yeah.
Also, we've been there. It was so fun. If you are in the tri-state area,
oh my God,
this is advertised, go next year.
I mean, the tickets are like $20.
And it's the time of your life. Go to a Cyclones game regardless.
Oh yeah, get like an ice cream cone.
Yeah, we went to Pride Night this year.
Oh my God, that was so much fun. Yeah. We should do that again too. Okay, we had a Gia confessional of Gia saying Zio and Zia are trying to put a wedge between her and her cousins. And it's like, you're actually old enough that you can go see your cousins if you want to.
Yeah, you
like,
can drive over there.
Just drive back.
Also, both in confessionals, both Joe and Teresa have the same narratives about each other, about how they're afraid of each other. and how both of them,
Oh, yeah,
like, when
you're
their
right.
tempers get lit, like they like bang on things and shit.
I haven't thought about that. You're right. You're right. Okay. Let's go to therapy with the Aidens. Which this is actually a scene for the ages, I would say.
I need to know how they found this woman.
I know. Listen. I'm not being ageist.
Oh, you're about to be ageist.
But does this woman understand what we are dealing with here?
I think this woman just is like living her life. She's a therapist.
I know, but we can't say it in the therapy session, but a big part of the issue is how our life has changed from when we were married as just like two regular people to now being in the spotlight of reality television. Mm-hmm. And is this therapist equipped to tackle this?
Wow. I love her. What's her name?
Judy?
Judy?
She's a good Judy.
Also, just like Bill Aiden, his asshole era.
Well, it's just funny because like when he's in the group, it's like everyone loves Bill. But when it's just Bill and Jen, he's such a piece of shit.
And at home, it seems like he doesn't even walk in the front door. He just goes to the fucking pool house.
Okay. This pool house. Can we get a tour? Can I get a floor plan?
We've been in this pool house.
I know we've been outside. Have we been inside?
We've been inside with the boys' night last year, I think.
Okay, I need to roll footage.
There was a boys' night. I remember Evan being there. Oh, by the way, Evan, when he walked into that dugout or the locker room, looked hot. Straight out of work.
He's like, oh, give me and Jackie 16 seconds. Wow.
He's like lip syncing for his life this season.
No, I do love it. I do love the Goldschneiders.
Trying.
Like, pick me. No, Rue, pick me. Just this therapy.
I'm going to book her.
You're going to book her?
Yeah. Miss Good Judy. Do you think she'll come give my session at Good Judy on 5th Avenue?
Yeah. Just hop in one of those booths in the front that like does. I feel like I see people sitting there, but like, why are you sitting there?
One time,
I just go sit at home. Right?
One time I saw someone sitting there who I recognized, and then they came over to me and was like, hey, we haven't seen each other in a while. I think you were there, but you were probably like on another planet.
Was I with Mary Cosby?
You were with Mary somewhere.
Good, Judy. The place to be. Not sponsored, by the way.
What if you want to sponsor us?
Well, if you want to sponsor us, go ahead. No, Good Judy would be the place for us to do like a Housewives trivia.
Because the room is very small.
Please. I'm going to cry. Tens of you could come.
Wait, you were the one earlier who talking about podcasting said a successful podcast is something we'll never achieve.
No. You listen. The Vanderpump Rules.
Stop.
The Vanderpump Rules people.
Let's move. Should we move on to Vanderpump Rules, by the way?
Thank you, Tom, for driving listenership to this podcast. Cannot thank you enough. All right, let's drive back to Vanderpump Rules. Oh wait, side note, we have prepared for takeoff for drive back once again.
Oh yeah.
Since last week's recording,
we're going to see Candace again at another city winery.
No, this time in New York City, and I gotta say, tickets are almost sold out in New York City.
Good.
Which I'm proud of our girl.
Same, me too. I'm gonna buy more merch.
Or I'm gonna maybe wear my merch for the first time.
Here's the thing. Back when I was in high school, everyone always said that it was lame to wear merch to the show of the artist.
You're right.
Though I don't know if that applies to
for
like
this?
pop and like R&B.
Oh, okay.
I think it was different rules for like that's when I was like pretending to be cool and like going to like
Blink-182
rock shows.
Yeah. What's my name again?
No, I wasn't going to that. I was like going to like the format. Good band. Lost my virginity to them. Not to them, not to the people.
To the whole band. That's sick. Okay. Let's go to Vanderpump Rules. Wait, side note. I'm getting SpawnCon ads on Instagram for Tom Sandoval and the Most Extras.
Oh, I thought you were going to say send it to Daryl.
No, I wish.
Wait, so they're doing Spawn?
For a New York City show in May.
Should we go? And bring tomats?
Let's go and bring tomatoes. No, I wouldn't do that. That's like rude. That's mean. That's violent.
I was kidding. Obviously, I'm not going to go throw tomatoes at somebody.
Okay. Let's pick up in Vanderpump Rules. We are in Las Vegas. I gotta say, Raquel praying to the leftovers, saying, "Thank you, Lisa Vanderpump, for the leftovers." Like,
Good.
as they're heating up.
The thing that kind of bugs me about this scene is it's everyone's on a different level.
Oh.
So it's like Raquel's like wasty.
Yeah.
We've got two sober, and then like Katie's had a few drinks, but she's like fine. So it's like the playing level is like already uneven. And I'm not gonna defend Raquel.
Oh. Well, no. Okay, here's the thing. No. I do want to say, I do think the headline from this episode, had not everything transpired, would be like, Raquel's our hero.
And like she's dealing with like mean girls.
She's dealing with the worst of the worst. But everyone's looking at this under a different lens. But you have to also look at, I would say, do two lenses. Do a bifocal.
Yeah, astigmatism vibes.
Astigmatism is an eye disease.
No, so yeah, they get back. They're in bed. She's eating like what normal people would be doing.
Lala's like, how dare she come into my bed with food?
And they're also like making fun of Raquel with that galaxy light and listening to music in the hotel room.
One might say Raquel actually has galaxy brain.
And I was thinking during this, I was like, it might be kind of cool to have that light in a hotel room.
Yeah, just to like set the scene.
And like, not to defend her even more, but it's like, she was going to a bachelorette, so maybe, or not a bachelorette, like a divorce party. So she was like, oh, maybe this would be fun.
Yeah.
The nerve of Lala to make fun of her for those two things. Lala, who fucking used to have a baba to go to bed. And even the blanket that Lala had that she was mad that Raquel got marinara on was a blanket that she brought from home that her mom had washed for her before she left. So she's literally has a blankie and used to have a baba and she's making fun of Raquel. I'm sorry.
I know. Who would have guessed we'd be defending Raquel?
I'm not defending Raquel. I'm just
we
being
are.
mean
We are.
to...
No, I think there are even more moments throughout this episode that we can defend Raquel.
I'm just like pissed at Lala. And then I will say, Christina Kelly was being a mean girl, but here's the thing. I like her as a mean girl.
Yeah, some people were born to be villains. No, I mean, Lala is good at being a villain too. Listen, I disagree with everything that Lala's doing, but she's good for the show.
Yeah, to an extent.
Oh.
I think like in some scenes she really sucks the air out of the room. Like later at the dinner scene in Havasu, it's like none of her argument makes sense in a way that's like really frustrating to me.
Oh.
Like she's trying to have Raquel disregard the affair.
I mean, yeah. I don't understand the sentiment that like, okay, this person in present day has done something really bad. Therefore, like, we just agree with the other person.
Yeah.
Like Lala. Lala is incredibly wrong here.
She's such a hypocrite.
She's this happened 6 years ago. And it's like, well, I learned about this a week ago.
Yeah.
Like, am I supposed to just like let it roll off my back?
And
Like, and I'm supposed to forgive it because you were drunk then, but like me eating my leftovers drunk in front of you, I need to be sent to jail.
Yeah. I don't know.
Okay. There's even more about the leftovers. Katie told me I shouldn't put aluminum in the microwave. It's like new knowledge.
Raquel, let's remind everyone that Raquel is 28 years old.
Wait, really?
Yes.
Okay.
We started this podcast, I think, when I was 28 years old.
Okay. But also, I think a fun fact is Raquel was on this show in 2016. Isn't that crazy?
It's a long, long time ago. That's when Trump won that one election.
So that's why she's 28.
That's not why.
No, it is why.
But like you're saying, she started on the show that long ago.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
That's why she's 28. You don't get to be 28 unless you started on Vanderpump Rules in 2016.
Yeah. Okay. So I think the big moment that like Andy was saying, like, we did not recut this, was Katie saying she's only interested in men people her friends are married to or interested in, which like was already part of the preview that they posted online.
Yeah.
So it's like, stop. I want them to stop posting the like 10-minute previews online.
Yeah. Also, the other moment was a part of that conversation too, in bed, when Lala says, like, I wouldn't trust you around my man after a few drinks. And then Raquel goes, well, you don't have a man.
Well, that wasn't even the 7-minute preview. That was the preview that aired at the end of last week's episode.
Yeah.
Yeah. They got to like...
There's other stuff, though, like at the end of the episode that you can speak to.
Sure. I got to, like, you know what's so funny, though? Like, back in the day, I think we would occasionally not even cover Vanderpump Rules if we were in the mood. Like, I'm talking last season.
Right.
And now I have, like, more to say about this than I have to say about anything.
No. So say something. Don't just talk about saying something. Say something.
Christina Kelly. I only know one other person with a galaxy light, and it's a 3-year-old little girl. Christina Kelly, I gotta say, is bringing something, but it's just this mish of Lala, Katie, Christina Kelly, that
there's not enough people in the room.
Between the three of you, no one's happy.
They keep on doing this thing before every night or every event. They're going to be like, we're going to have so much fun.
Yeah.
And I don't see them having one bit of fun.
Yeah.
And like, to Lala's credit, she is trying to like make things fun, but she's like with a pregnant woman and a woman who just got divorced. So it's like, it's kind of like, it's hard to get in the mood, right?
Yeah. Which I gotta say, Charlie lit up the room when she arrived.
Oh, yes, she did. What did she say when she walked in? Like, hey, my single sluts.
It was very like Snooki. The party's here.
She popped a Modelo before she even saw anybody.
I mean, good.
She was so funny at that fucking dinner after the fight. And she got so excited after everyone left the table.
Oh, yeah. Well, I mean, I think, you know what, like, once again, you have to think back. Think about this without Tom Sandoval. I know we're watching this, like, looking for the clues, but you also have to think about it, like, pretend that did not happen. She would have picked the right team. We would have been rooting for Charlie. Mm-hmm. And Charlie has since tweeted, been like, you know, I don't regret what I did or said on this episode, but like, of course, now looking at what has happened, like, I feel differently.
Also, to Charlie's credit, she was the one when they were doing side work, her and Raquel at SUR. She was the one who was like, I think it's a bad idea for you to try to make out with Tom Schwartz.
Oh, yeah.
So you can only imagine what she would say about fucking Tom Sandoval.
Of course. Oh, I have a fan theory. We're going back and forth between Havasu and Las Vegas. I have a fan theory that when Raquel goes back and is eavesdropping, we don't see her like walking back. We see her just all of a sudden there. I feel like a producer, our cameraman was like, go stand over there.
Yeah, that's fucking TV production, babe.
I know, but I just want like you at home to think about that.
You guys really think about that.
Okay, we have to talk about the drive to Havasu,
I know.
which I want to say is strangely like cinematic.
Yeah.
Don't you think it was like, it felt like something we don't see being in the car like that?
I was wondering, like, the cameras were like better quality than those car cameras usually are. I was seeing Christina Kelly at an angle that I didn't expect to see her at.
But okay, also I feel like that is the realist portrayal. Obviously, like, it's not a portrayal because it actually happened, but like I believe it, of a panic attack I've ever seen.
Yeah.
Like I feel like I've seen on scripted television maybe someone pretending to have a panic attack, but I was like, oh no, you are truly having a panic attack in this moment.
Just like also the awkwardness of that happening in a car, and like Christina Kelly, the girl who like barely knows her, having to like console her because she's the one next to her, like put one hand through her hair.
Oh my God. It was pulling over to the gas station.
Production getting out.
Production like meandering around the car. It was thrilling. And the information that we're learning, what a piece of shit.
James is?
Yeah. I mean, nothing excuses or explains what Raquel did, but man, she's been emotionally abused for quite some time.
Yeah. I will say, I tried to listen to Lala on another podcast this morning, and they were talking about that moment, and Lala was trying to like criticize Raquel for spelling out exactly what James had said about her family.
What?
Like about giving the details about what James called the mom and stuff like that.
Meanwhile, we're doing a tasting for Schwartz and Sandy's.
Oh yeah, that's so nice. Fucking Tom Schwartz, when Ariana walks in, he goes, "How was Las Vegas?" And then he goes, "Oh, I forgot. I shouldn't have asked that."
Okay. We got to talk about the lightning bolt, which I saw and I was like, oh! But then I was brought back down to earth as like the lightning bolt is part of the Tom Tom branding.
Yeah, of course.
But like, you know, not only was he wearing the lightning bolt necklace, but even his sweater had lightning bolts on it.
Well, I mean, like, I think right now it's like it's normal for Tom to wear it. When we need to actually start gasping is when Raquel starts wearing it.
Correct.
And word on the street is that Kyle Chan designed the lightning bolt necklace. Tom's, not Raquel's.
Very interesting.
He's been the
jeweler to the stars.
The jeweler to the pump for years now.
Okay. Our only moment of LVP is walking around the pet cemetery. Talking to Ariana about her struggles. Yeah. And Ariana's like, well, I want to do that, but then I can't move.
I know. And it's like, I was like, thank God.
Thank God you didn't do it.
Yeah. Just cremate them, get the nice little paw print. They do that now. Which is like kind of dark because they paw print your dog when they're dead.
Yeah, but
then they give
the
you
paw's the paw. Sheena like trying to queer eye Schwartz, right? That's what she's doing.
And like
she's Sheena eyeing.
And this stylist, like the clothes that she brought in, I was like, isn't this how Schwartz always dresses?
Yeah. Well, I mean, it seemed like, was it a combination of new clothes and clothes he owned?
She first brought in a rack of new clothes, which he tried on. Okay. And then she went into his closet and they did like, we're going to purge some stuff. We're going to give some to Joe. We're going to maybe give some to Katie.
Joe
is maybe dating.
Yeah.
And was formerly good friends with Duty, maybe?
Yeah, as per Duty on the Vial Project or whatever it's called. The Vial Project podcast.
Duty, like, allegedly breaking her NDA already.
Good. Yeah. Duty is just like setting the world ablaze right now.
This is like her moment.
Somehow this is Duty's moment. Tom Sandoval's downfall is her moment.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Let's go to the bar after Charlie and Raquel are no longer with us.
It's called like BJ's, right?
BJ's
and
bar.
We're dressed as like cowgirls for whatever reason.
And it's like 3 people who just don't really want to do anything.
I know. And there's a furry.
I know. I mean, this is just like a ragtag bunch. I mean, Lala, like, laser eye focusing on this group of guys, bringing them over, and that one guy being like, well, I go to the Abbey a lot. I almost jumped out of my seat. Oh my God. Oof. And then we have guys' night.
And we're always at this Mondrian.
Although I gotta say, the callback to James and Lala terrorizing them.
And that was like the in-style party
Yeah.
that year.
Yeah. It was a beautiful montage. And, you know, watching this, I was like, oh, we're going to see Raquel walk in with the Toms there, blah, blah, blah. But like, once again, put your bifocals on. If that never happened, we would have been focusing on the fact that Raquel is appearing at this party while James is there.
Yeah. And Tom Schwartz is
Oh, yeah.
there.
Well, Tom Schwartz, yes. But like, the editing, I mean, the part that says like, oh, I believe that wasn't recut, it's like so focused on like James being like, oh, like, oh my God, this is supposed to be a guy's night. Yeah, Allie's going to be so pissed off. Like, yeah. But although we did see the little smirk on Sandoval's face.
Yeah. And this was the night, there's like rumors that after this party, a bunch of them went over across the street to Saddle Ranch. And there's like all these rumors online that like at Saddle Ranch, Tom Sandoval and Raquel were like closely talking a lot of the night. Look it up. It's all over the internet.
Look it up. Okay. Shall we continue with the Miami reunion?
Yes, please. Thoughts, feelings?
I mean, we're picking up with Alexia telling Lisa, well, if you believed you were a star, you wouldn't have let Lenny do all this.
And that was such like a fucking punch in the face at the end of last week's episode. But then like we just kind of like move on.
Well, I think the other women are afraid to go after Alexia. So like, but they could have very easily been like, what are you doing?
Alexia, this reunion especially, is like acting like she's the boss. It's like anytime someone on her couch is like going against the other side of the couch or the other couches, Alexia chimes in will be like, actually, I agree with Larsa here. As if like we asked.
Yeah. During a little break, I did love Nicole and Gertie joining forces and saying justice for Adriana.
I know. And is this the break that Alexia goes back to be with Julia?
And is screaming at Adriana through the ring light.
I know.
That was actually our second moment of cinematography this week. It was first Vanderpump Rules in the car, then screaming through the ring light.
And my eyes were just on like the fucking hair and makeup guy who just was not phased really.
Well, and then we had like people like avoiding the camera, getting out of the way. Yeah. Okay, I forgot about last season, Adriana bringing up that she claims Herman died while having sex in a hotel room.
With a man.
And then the unseen footage of Alexia claiming to be more part of the LGBTQ community than Julia.
Oh my God.
Oh my God. That one guy on Twitter, I think his name is Nolan maybe, saying that the A in LGBTQIA
for Alexia
stands for Alexia. I couldn't agree more.
Shut up, you bitch.
I could not agree more.
No, to be clear, it stands for asexual.
Okay. So, Marcus Jordan.
Him sitting backstage.
Oh, do we have like live cam set up? Because it's like as if he's watching like a basketball game on the TV.
It does seem like there's some sort of monitor back there.
And I don't recall this happening with prior reunions.
We don't really get this like backstage footage
Yeah.
though. Like we don't have spectators usually.
Well, no, I mean, we usually have the men waiting in the wings, but not watching like the ongoings before they're invited out.
Well, he's Michael Jordan's son, so he probably
Special privilege. Okay. I love Lisa saying "love is love" when describing Larsa and Marcus Jordan.
It is.
I mean, nothing like tickles me more than the repurposing of "love wins" and "love is love."
I know.
I really actually can't get enough of it. I do want to commend one Andy Cohen because usually, I mean, I think his job is to stay out of the fray, but he's like going to bat for Dr. Nicole.
Yeah, and also like the one thing that he goes against Larsa in a big way is very personal to him.
Oh, what?
Because he's a single dad who had kids without being
out of the wedlock,
without like being married.
So he's defending his honor, like Anthony's defending.
No, exactly.
Yeah.
And I think like after the taping, I thought I had heard some rumor that Larsa had used like the term bastard at some point, but I guess not because it wasn't included.
No, I don't remember that.
Yeah, but I mean, like this is him fighting for his own battle as well.
Yeah. Larsa saying that Nicole doesn't have a real job. It's just like Larsa, I can't get enough of her.
Like, could there be a realer job than anesthesiologist? Like, what?
Like, whomst among us has the realest job? Mirror, mirror on the wall. Whomst has the realest job of us all? Larsa, apparently?
Yeah. It's like...
And then we learn, Nicole's like, well, no, Julia brought it up. Julia was like, I trust, like, let's play the reverse of who do you trust the least? Which, man, loves spinning something on its head.
But also, like, she's so awkward to get through, like, her lines.
Oh, yeah. She's, like, doing somersaults yet. Like, who do you trust the most? Nicole. Because she was the anesthesiologist for Martina. Obviously, like, very sad that Martina's going through all this, but it was cute, that montage of, like, Martina being excited for Julia at BravoCon.
Yeah. It's like Andy loves Dr. Nicole. He loves Julia.
Andy also loves Martina.
Yeah. Well, I mean, like, think about it. Think of his generation.
Yeah. And then we learn, which I think, like, should be on, like, the headline for every newspaper or magazine. The man Julia was making out with was Naeem Khan.
Oh, my God. Who... obviously famous designer, but more importantly, famously part of season 5 of RHONJ.
The reason Luann and Carol were fighting.
Exactly. And you found out that he's no longer with RHONJ.
They divorced in 2019, pre-pandemic.
I mean, is RHONJ still around in Miami? Let's get her on.
Give her a mojito.
Yeah.
I'm actually, like, disappointed in the Bravo content creator community for not screaming about Naeem Khan.
We need to scream.
Should we be the screamers?
We should be the screamers.
It's like be the screamers you want to see in the world.
Let's scream, and then someone can take our content and put a watermark on it.
Okay.
You know what would be a funny parody account? Actually, I'll tell you off air.
Okay, I love Lisa acknowledging, okay, people do have mortgages, and actually, we did rent out our backyard. I just, like, was afraid to say it.
Yeah.
Because it would piss off Lenny, or like maybe it was illegal or something.
Yeah. I loved Andy going, raise your hand if you have a mortgage. And then him going, I have multiple.
Yeah. Okay, Andy.
He does have at least 4 right now.
4?
Well, because his apartment that he bought, that he's renovating.
Okay.
His little Hamptons house.
Yeah.
And then he's building another Hamptons house.
Oh, so he's doing 2 upgrades at the same time?
Yeah.
Wow. Must be nice.
Must be nice.
Okay. I love the tidbit of Lenny has always been socially inept.
Us getting this like Lenny behind the velvet rope footage. He won't come into the little part of the party.
From last season? Okay. And then we end it with Kiki being like, well, I've known from the girls that Lenny's been a cheater for a long time.
Oh, yeah, because she knows the mods.
She knows the mods.
Also, one more thing about Kiki. Her Whopper story about how she always grabs a Whopper because that's all she used to be able to afford.
Oh.
And then one more thing.
Oh.
We get a throwback clip of Anna from season 2.
Okay, you were talking about this earlier. I must have like been taking a sip of my coffee because I'm watching this in the morning.
Yeah, you love talking about your coffee in relation to this show. Yeah, so during like a little break, like Andy was just like shooting the shit with people, and he's like, "Oh, did anyone talk to Anna?"
Wait, he said that?
Yeah, and they showed a little clip of her from that party where she got yelled at by the host.
Oh yes.
And then Dr. Nicole was like, "Yeah, her and Leah both called me."
Okay, I jumped back in when she said Leah called me, and I missed the Anna part.
Yeah, well, you should have rewound, bitch.
Wow. Bring her back.
I think so. She recently was on Jeff Lewis Live. I don't think she would do well on this show.
Oh.
First of all, she has like a blood oath against Marisol. Like she wants Marisol dead.
Well, I mean, a lot of people want each other dead on this current cast.
I know, but it's like feels like it's too dark.
Too much. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Fair enough. Shall we crown our Freak of the Week and the One True Queen?
Yeah, so
our Freak of the Week is kind of a continuation from a news story. So we learn that Mary Cosby has rejoined us.
Mm-hmm.
And here she is. Footage of her sitting in a Sprinter van.
We're in Palm Springs.
In Palm Springs, arms crossed, sitting and waiting while the action plays out in front of us. Although I do also have to like not celebrate the action that's playing out in front of us. We're once again going to a gay bar wearing wigs.
Which I support everyone coming into our queer spaces as long as they're supportive.
Okay.
But maybe we don't need to like wear the wig 2 seasons in a row.
It's a little repetitive, redundant.
Yeah, it's like last season we went to the gay club dressed as Maryland's,
which
was a tad iconic.
Which was a tad.
But let's if we're gonna do one gag one season, let's do another gag. Let's think of something new.
Come up with something new.
Also, another freakish thing is like I know they're probably gonna go on another trip. This is like a mini trip, but it's like with Jen out of the picture, we're finally free to like leave the country.
I mean, most seasons of most cities, they don't go international twice.
I know, but like, you know what's close to like Palm Springs and San Diego? Mexico. Mm-hmm. Let's fly just like a little further.
I also think the budget's tighter on Salt Lake City.
Right.
Their ratings are the worst of them all.
I know.
Something to think about. Okay, our One True Queen, Brendan.
Thank God.
Continuing our Oscar coverage from the Patreon pre-show, probably the most important news to come out of the Oscars.
Miss Jill Zarin at the fucking Oscars. Photographed with everyone.
I mean, that picture that you posted on our Come Through Queen Instagram account, at the Vanity Fair party, barefoot, and you got the scoop as a chump.
So, not to mention Jeff Lewis live again in like 2 seconds, but she called in to the show yesterday.
Yeah.
And she gave a report on how she came to be at the Vanity Fair party.
Okay, and I think a little bit more context is needed, especially if you're not like super in touch with how this all plays out. So we saw plenty of pictures and footage of the Beverly Hills gals at an Oscar party. That's Elton John's party with Diana Jenkins.
Yes, which takes place in West Hollywood.
Yes. The Vanity Fair party is the more prestigious party.
That's where like the AA list people go after the ceremony.
Yes.
So Jill was actually also at the Elton John party. And from her words, she was sitting at a table with her friends who had paid had bought a table for I want to say $500K to...
$500K?
Yeah. It's ritzy. For the table.
A table for $500,000, not $50,000?
I'm pretty sure she said $500K.
Okay, keep going.
So then a part of the ceremonies at the Elton John party is a live auction, which is typical for charities. And one of the auction items was 2 tickets to the Elton John party. So you leave the Vanity Fair party. So you leave the Elton John party and go to the Vanity Fair party.
Because the Elton John party is taking place as the Oscars are airing.
People watch the Oscars from that party.
And then Vanity Fair is post-Oscars.
Yes. So that's where they go carrying their Oscars.
Yes,
it's like the governor's ball and then the Vanity Fair party.
Those are 2 different parties.
Yeah. And I think there's probably another party too.
Okay.
HBO probably has a party.
Oh, sure.
But so Jill's friends won that auction for those 2 tickets. And Jill went, it was a couple, and Jill went with the wife to the Vanity Fair party.
Yeah.
That's why we saw her with Steven Spielberg and all those people.
Yeah. Iconic.
I mean, people have been so snarky and rude about why is Jill Zarin in there? And it's she's exactly where she fucking needs to be. Are you kidding me?
Yeah. I mean, she's making the case.
Exactly. She can get herself into the rooms. This is the Jill Zarin we met, by the way. First episode of RHONJ, season 1, was literally her reading off the invitations that she had received to different events in the mail.
Please. I can't get enough. Wow. Iconic. The fact that, cameras aren't up for the other women to be snarky about this is a disappointment.
Exactly. But also Jill's fault, in a way.
Yeah, Jill's fault in a way. Okay. Wow, what a week. What a week. As always, go to comethroughqueen.com for links to everything social, Patreon, as we mentioned, talking about the Oscars, talking about Felicity.
My Night with John Hill and Andy Cohen.
Oh, yeah. Brian with John Hill and Andy Cohen. And just like, comment, subscribe, heart, share, retweet.
Love us, please retweet.
We'll see you next week. Bye.
I wanna see ya come through, Queen.